Hi, everybody. We're back. It's Marianne with the Hip Senior Podcast Book Edition. And I am with Steve Vernon, who has written the book um, Ultimate Classic Trivia A to Z. And we were just talking about his other book, and now we are moved on to his Ultimate Classic Trivia, which Steve, tell us a little bit more about that book and why that is different than your original book.
Okay. Um, a lot of it is the same book. Much of it is the same book. It grew out. I explained in the other when we were talking about the seniors trivia for seniors book, which grew out of my work with a senior living community here in Tampa for about 10 years. Um, the only quote unquote negative comments I ever got on that book were from a couple of activities around on the other side of the world, believe it or not. The book, which shows that the book is sold around the world. But the couple of comments that I got were from, I think, a couple activities directors in New Zealand and Australia who said, we love the book, but our residents have a hard time relating to all the American stuff in the book.
Okay.
So I went back and used a lot of the material out of the Trivia for Seniors book, but did away with all the stuff that was strictly American. Like I had a whole section on White House fun facts or American landmarks or whatever.
Right.
I took all that stuff out because people in Europe and Australia and New Zealand can't relate to that much. There might be a few questions here and there about a particular landmark, but as far as having a whole section on American stuff, I got rid of those and I went through and reworded a lot of the questions to make them more international in flavor and added more international trivia, related trivia. So there's a good amount of new trivia in there, plus some of the same stuff from the. Well, I'm having a hard time talking right now. A lot of the same stuff, some of the same stuff that's in the seniors book, but I've updated it or reworded it and revamped it so it would be relevant and appreciated by a wider audience, age-wise and internationally.
Okay.
So it's and actually it's a little bit larger than my original seniors
Oh,
book.
wow. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing that I did with the classic seniors book, or the classic trivia book, is that you'll notice in my original book that it's not just a thing of questions and answers like so much trivia out there is. You see the answer to the question and then you get the answer. I went through and researched every question and every answer, made sure it was correct because there's a lot of incorrect trivia out there floating around. And I added notes under each answer. There's a series of notes about that answer that explains where I got it, why the answer is correct, some of the background of that answer. And within that answer are various links where you can actually click on those links and go to the source of that information about. It may not be directly related to the answer. It may be something that's sort of related to that answer, but it will be more expanded. So you can get all kind of wider view of the trivia.
Okay.
So
So for them to buy this on Kindle would behoove them because they
right,
have
I
those
really
links where they
recommend the
wouldn't in the
Kindle
book.
version. Exactly, I would really highly recommend the Kindle version.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right. And
I mean,
then,
still the paperback has the link there, but
mhm,
as hardback, I mean, you have to physically copy the link. You have to type it in.
right.
In the Kindle version, you just click on it; it'll take you right there,
Right.
that website or whatever.
Okay. So, and you guys obviously can click on it through up here. It clicks through to the book, and then you can just click on the Kindle version of that
Right,
and see a preview of it on the Amazon site as
right,
well.
right.
And so, Steve, that had to take just unbelievable amounts of hours of research and making those links.
It
So,
really did. Hours and hours and days and days and several months of research to get to this point. Yeah.
so we talked about this in your original book. If you're a senior home, if you're a community group, if you're a church group, if you are a restaurant that hosts trivia, maybe consider adding on a trivia night for seniors. That would be really fun for them as well. And you'd get a
And the
whole new crowd
and
of
the
people coming out.
and the classic trivia book is not just for seniors; it's for
Right.
a wider audience.
Right. Okay.
Interestingly enough, even when I first came out with my seniors book, I gave a copy to several friends who were like, oh, even as young as late teenagers and early 20s. I go to a gym and I'm friends with some of the young staff there at the gym. And I gave a copy to them one time just for the fun of it. And several times afterwards, they would come, one or two of them would come to me and say, Steve, we've been playing your trivia game behind the desk. We love it. And that was a senior's book. So the classic trivia is even more relevant to a younger crowd. A lot of the same material, but a wider variety of material.
Perfect. All
So it's
right.
really good for all ages.
And
It's
you know
classic
what?
trivia.
We have right now, we have age groups from like 25 through, 110
Yeah,
on the hip senior. So I am sure that if you're in that age group and you're looking at that, even it as a great gift, it would be a perfect gift
exactly.
for
For
people
any
in
age.
your family or friends that love trivia. Be like, hey, check out this book,
Yeah.
or send them the link to purchase it on Amazon.
And there's not a lot of pop culture in there. A lot of trivia now is dealing with pop culture and what's happened yesterday and the latest pop artists and all that stuff. I try to avoid a lot of the stuff. This is trivia,
Okay.
classic trivia that everybody would like to know.
All right. All right, Steve Vernon and Ultimate Classic Trivia A to
Easy.
Z. And you just look up and you'll see the book. You'll see the link to Amazon on this page as well. So, Steve, thank you so much for talking about your book.
Thank you.
I'm excited for when your sports trivia book comes
Sports
out,
trivia.
and
Yeah,
we will
there's an
have that
awful lot
listed
of
on the
work in
page as
on that.
well.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Thanks for joining us again. Have a great day.
Thanks, Mary Ann.
All
Good to
right, bye
see
bye.
you. Bye bye.